Ooh, that looks tasty. Welcome folks to the Hungry Gamers back with another mini review, and today we are talking about consumption. Oh, no, not that kind of consumption, the eating kind of consumption. Ba-dum-bum. And this is designed by Karen Knobloch and published by Colossal Games. Now, what this game is this is a Euro game in which you are trying to balance your diet. And if you're playing with the asymmetric boards, then you're trying to balance your diet within whatever fad diet you're doing, whether it's a juice cleanse, or you're a vegetarian, or you're a junk food junkie, or whatever. And you're going to be playing the game over a course of several days, several rounds, and each of your actions you're going to be doing stuff that you do when you're dealing with food. So you're going to go to the grocery store. You go to the grocery store, you roll some dice, that's what you can buy. You buy some stuff. You take that stuff, you put it in your fridge, in your pantry. And then you might go get some new recipes so you can cook these things. Then you take the things out of your pantry, you put it on the recipe cards as you're trying to fill up whatever it is that you may need. And then from there, every time you complete a recipe, you take enough stuff out of your pantry and you put it on that, you will then eat the thing. And then this stuff's going to go from there into your body, which is on your board. And again, there's tons of little tokens you're putting all over the place. But each specific diet's going to have specific scoring based on what is in your body at the end of the game. Now, I know what you're thinking. It's so easy to put the food into my body. That is fact. That is true. And as I'm getting older, it's even easier to do that, but it's much harder to get it out of the body. That's also part of the game. You also have to be going on the board to pick up different exercises. And then another action you can take is you can exercise. And to complete these different exercises, which are worth points on their own, just like recipes are worth points on their own, but there's also a set collection type thing because you want to do a whole bunch of different types of exercise to really get the most bang for your buck. But you're going to be taking food out of your body and then putting it on those cards. And so that's how you're kind of balancing what's in your body with what you're bringing in and then what you're getting out with your different exercise. Then, of course, no game about food and eating would be complete if you couldn't go get pizza or fast food. And of course, that's out there. It's another place you can go to. You can do that, or you can go to the farmer's market where you may be buying some stuff, or maybe you're just going to be eating stuff right away. You get the idea. It's a game about eating and balancing your diet. So, what do I like about this game? Now, before I tell you anything that I like about this game or dislike about this game or whatever, I'm going to say, I was not expecting to like this game because y'all know me. I like my fantasy. I like my sci-fi. I like my fighting. I like my combat. Oh, get the monster, take it down, get the treasure. Oh, go do the heist, whatever. In my real life, I don't like balancing my diet. So the idea that I was going to at all, I'm going to say it again, at all, enjoy a game about balancing my diet was insane to me. And I thought this was just one of those times, and this is not anything against anybody that I've ever had on the channel or whatever, but I get a lot of emails that say, "Oh my God, you gotta cover my game. It's so on brand. It's about food. You're the hungry gamer. Get it? Food." I get it. I get a lot of these. And honest to God, I thought that this was another one of those. Those designers like, you have a game about food. You gotta play the game about food. You're gonna love it because you like food. And to be fair, that is how Karen pitched it to me when I met her at a con. We were on a panel together. She's like, Hungry Gamer has to play my game about eating. But she's real nice. And I thought, okay. But let me tell you, this is a game about balancing your diet. It's fun. It is fun. And it's fun. It is so challenging and so hard because all of these little steps that you take, and there's not a ton of options on the board, but there's so many recipes you can get. There's so many exercises you can get. And you're trying to buy your food, go shopping, but of course by going shopping, you're at the whim of the dice, because the dice are going to be what they actually have in stock that day. And then along with that, each day you get a different assistant that's going to help you. And so you're kind of balancing which type of assistant do you want, which one's going to be the best use for what you're trying to do in that moment. And none of those things is hard to understand what you're doing. But all of these little steps are part of a longer arc of each turn that you're playing, which just works. And what I mean by that is, yeah, you go shopping, you buy stuff, you put it in your pantry. Great. And maybe then you go get some recipes along with that. You take the stuff out of the pantry, you put it onto a recipe card. Great. But you're not done yet, because at some point you can get all the stuff on the recipe card, so it's going to come off the recipe card and go into your body. But now, of course, that's good, because now you got the water that you need, because you got to have water. You got the veggies that you need, you got to have veggies, but you got too much fat in your body now. Just like this guy, get too much fat in your body, you got to work it out. Now you got to go get an exercise. That extra you're bringing, now you're going to have to get the stuff and pull it out of your body onto the exercise cards. At the same time, you got to make sure you finish the exercise cards and the recipe cards, because if you don't, you're going to lose points for those at the end of the game. Not to mention, on your player board, it's so easy. You can lose so many points if you mess that up, you don't get it right, because it's a very small window that you're trying to hit of how much food in your body. And so all of these things, they're very simple, but they're all connected in this long path that you're doing, where you can mess it up at any point along the thing in a delightful way. And so, and I think that just really works. Along with that, thematically, it also works pretty darn well. Just the way that it's thought out. You're going to go out, you want to go out for fast food? Great, you can do that. You can get a bunch of extra fat, and none of the diets that you might have want a lot of fat. You can get extra fat to do this, but hey, you just got fast food, so you can just actually take another action later on. So that it's all very thematic. You have the farmer's market. Different things are going to be out each turn. Just so you go, anybody go to a farmer's market, you know, the same people are almost never there. And it's always the thing that you want, right? It's always, oh my gosh, I got these great strawberries, and we go back. They're never there again. They're never there again. Why won't you come back? I want my strawberries again. Why won't you come back? But you never do. But that's even built into the game. And then along with that, it's even built into where stuff spoils. At the end of each day, you slide the thing down your track, and then it gets closer and closer to spoiling. And of course, you throw stuff away. Well, that's not good. You're going to wind up losing points for that at the end of the game. And so all of that just works really well. Even when it's kind of silly. Like if you want to go do hacky sack, I think it's hacky sack, but if you're going to go do hacky sack, that's going to burn some booze. Nothing else. But you can burn some booze by doing some hacky sack. And it's silly, but it's fun. And it's really balancing that kind of Euro bit of resource management. And the neat thing is the resources that you're managing aren't just what you're getting off of the board. And that goes back to that kind of long path that I'm talking about, because it's still a resource you're managing when you've bought it and you're trying to keep it from spoiling. From when you're trying to keep it from spoiling to the recipe card, from the recipe card into the body, from the body back onto the exercise cards, and then out. And it just really works well. So, what are my quibbles with the game? And so first I'm going to go back to the theme. Yes, it does work thematically quite well. But it's still a game about eating some food and balancing your diet. And I will say that everybody I've played this game with has enjoyed it. And everybody I've played this game with has been like, do I want to play a game about eating food? I don't know. Can we just eat some food? They've all enjoyed it. But there is a little bit, for a lot of people, a little barrier to entry there. And that's something to be noted. The next thing that I'll say is, there's a lot of different resources. I mean, a lot. You got your, I'm not even going to try any, but I think it's like 12 different resources that you're managing, which makes sense as far as the theme of the game goes, but it's a lot of stuff. There are a lot of different little chits that you're putting out all over the board, and you're putting them out everywhere, and you're moving them into the grocery store as you buy things. You're taking them out of the grocery store, as you buy things, you're putting little sold out things every time you do it, but then those are going to come back out of there at the end of each day, and then you're flipping all the cards, and there's all these cards and all the different food resources that you're trying to balance on your... It's just a lot of stuff everywhere. God help you. I don't even know God can help you if you bump the table and stuff goes everywhere. Just so many of them. And along with that, I'll say the deluxe edition with the deluxe pieces was the one that I loving which is the one that I happen to have because I actually just bought it straight from the designer at the convention. And lucky me, I got it signed. But she'd already done the work of putting all the stickers on the little plastic pieces. Now, I think little plastic pieces are totally worth it, but oh my God, that is so many little stickers that you got to put onto this thing. And then the final thing that I'll say, and I mean, part of me loves this, but I understand that people really often don't like losing points. And this is a game that you can just lose a ton of points. Now, I've played this game, I think, 6, 7 times now, and I think I've won maybe once. But when I actually got to play this with the designer and then Corey Thompson from Dice Tower Now a few months ago, we got to the end of the game and Karen won with, I don't know, 102 points. I was second with like 90 points. And then there was Corey with like 6 points because he just biffed it at the end and just wound up losing like 50 points at the end while we gained like 30 points. And so that might be not fun to you. I mean, it's a great story. It's particularly great because Corey just kicked my butt at everything that weekend. But again, that might not be for you. This is an unforgiving game in many ways, where if you don't get that whole long arc I was talking about right, you can just be crushed. But with that said, this is a game that I'm not getting rid of. And if you know me personally, you know that pretty much I'm cycling games through a lot because I have stuff coming in all the time and I need the space. And I've finally gotten to the point where I'm not backing a ton of Kickstarters anymore. I'm doing really well because I'm not keeping you if you're not a top game. If I can come up with 3, 4, 5 games that I'm going to play before this, then I don't need it. But right now, I can't come up with 5 or 6 other Euros that I'm going to play before this. And I especially can't come up with, well, many at all that do the same type of thing that this one does. So there you have it, folks. That is Consumption. This is a game that really, if you like crunchy mechanics, not difficult mechanics, but crunchy in the sense that you're constantly managing this thing as you're going through the game, making sure the balance is right, then this is a game for you. If you're looking for a game that has a different theme, but is just done pretty darn well, then this could be a game for you. I gotta say, this is a fun game. And not for the first time, but for the best time, this is the best example of someone saying, I got a game about food, you gotta play my game about food! And they were right. I'm glad I played this game about food. And it is a tasty little game that I'm gonna hold on to, and I really think you should check out. And I haven't even played with all the expansions that are in the there's a freezer expansion. You got defrost, like all this stuff I haven't gotten to play with yet. But there you have it, folks. That is Consumption from Colossal Games. As always, if you found this video useful, please like, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.